What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with the Cybertruck and break down some very important details about it. I'm also going to be talking about why I believe this is going to be a game changer for Tesla, why I'm still very bullish on Tesla thanks to it. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. So, anyways, let's talk about the Cybertruck and why on earth I still consider this a game changer for Tesla. So, looking at the design, one thing you'll notice is that we don't really have these handles on the outside, which led to some criticism. But in the reality of the situation, you could open the doors with the button on it. Not to mention the button on the side over here, you could actually still open them. And it's designed to be able to crush through 1 inch of ice. So, very, very awesome stuff. Now, another criticism of the Cybertruck is that when it comes to production, it's very hard for Tesla to produce enough batteries for it. However, yes, I agree with that. Sure, there are difficulties with the Cybertruck, and you have to remember and know that when Tesla has these new variants, these new models, they're not always going to be super profitable from the start. They're not always going to be perfect once we begin our production phase. Coming up with a prototype is something that Elon Musk describes as doable and also relatively easy. But once you have a prototype, what's very difficult is figuring out how you're going to mass produce it. And that's what's very difficult for Tesla. So with the production of the 4680 battery cells, right now they're producing them for the Cybertruck at a rate of about 24,000 Cybertrucks per year. That's about a tenth of the required output according to some of the estimates. But the thing about it is that even if that is the case, I still believe that Tesla will still show signs of immense growth, and they're going to continue to grow for many, many months to come. I believe that they're going to find a way through this. And here's the reason why. In the past, you could argue that Tesla had these issues with the Model 3, the Model S, the Model Y. They had all sorts of different issues, right? From battery production to improving different specs here and there. And Tesla has managed to prevail and overcome many of those obstacles. So I really believe that they're going to find a way to mass produce these Cybertrucks. They're going to continue to grow. I really believe in their capabilities in doing so. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy whatsoever. But Tesla's up to the task, and I think that Tesla is one of the best companies in the world to do it. Now, when it comes to the Cybertruck in itself, you have to remember that the market is going to be very forward looking. The market tends to look very well into the future. And that's very important because the way the market sees things, it tends to go up the large majority of the time, 75% of the time historically. The market's going to look at many of these advantages that Tesla has, from AI developments to things like this, and it's going to help with the share price and etc. So, anyways, I want to go over some specs now, kind of talk about this very quickly, then break down why I still consider this something awesome for Tesla. So, for the design in itself, I've heard many different views. Some people don't like the design, other people like it. I personally think it's quite decent. It's not perfect, but it looks quite decent. Some people may love it, others may not. Some say looks like it was drawn by a little kid. Others say that it was, it just looks absolutely incredible. So people have different views. That's fine. But the bottom line is, what's happening with the Cybertruck? And the answer is, a lot of people are just continuing to order the truck over and over again. We're getting all these orders. We're seeing all these buyers just continuing to step in. And the excitement is still perpetuating as time goes on. So with all the excitement, with all these people who are just continuing to order the Cybertruck and all these things that are happening, I consider this absolutely incredible. And I think that there's a very, very big base for Tesla. Lots of people are just enthusiastic about their products and their customer service. So I still consider this very bullish nonetheless. For the review in itself, let's just go over some specs now. So one of the variants of it has 11,000 pounds of towing capacity with 340 miles of range, but you have to see the variants before we actually break these down. Now, going forward, you can see that the Cybertruck is designed to go all over the world for a bunch of different terrains. It could actually like drift. It has lots and lots of awesome clearance. Very, very cool stuff. There's no paint or chips. It has ultra hard stainless steel. The exoskeleton helps reduce dents and such, which is once again very, very good for long term corrosion. So that's pretty cool. It's shatter resistant when it comes to its glass. It's armored, which is very cool. But the glass is not bulletproof by default. You can actually customize it to get it to do that. And this article claims, or at least this website, it claims that the glass could resist the impact of a baseball at 70 miles per hour. On top of this, you could load a lot of things inside of the Cybertruck. It's beyond prepared for all sorts of different things. You could basically have a 2,500-pound payload and 11,000 pounds of towing capacity, which is equivalent to an average African elephant. So that's absolutely insane, the power of this thing. And once again, it just has so much, so many great features. The bed doesn't even need a liner; it's actually built in, which is super super cool. You can pack it up. You have access to a 6x4 or 6x4 bed, basically, which is pretty awesome. You could load it up as well, just like this, and kind of just lock everything up. Very, very cool stuff. You can see it in these different terrains over here. Into the wild, you could travel up to 340 miles on a single charge, enough to get you to the backcountry and beyond, and recover up to 136 miles of range with just 15 minutes of supercharging. So very, very awesome stuff. On top of this, you could power your site with it. So you could basically plug in tools so you could use them on the spot if you're sitting next to the truck. You can operate your tools or charge any EV integrated with the 120 volts or 240 volt beds. Uh, if they're integrated with the cabin outlets, they could be used for a lot of things like that. And it could provide lots and lots of power. So don't forget about that, guys. Very, very cool stuff. On top of this, it could accelerate from 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, depending on the variant, but still very, very awesome. Very good steering is what I've heard about it. It's very, very versatile. It's very comfortable on the inside. You can immerse yourself in a very spacious looking modern cabin. It looks quite nice. I have different friends who have different views of this. Some of them think that the interior just doesn't look that great. Others tell me it looks really awesome. I mean, I personally think it looks decent. I don't think it's like extremely fancy or like really horrible either. I'm just kind of in the middle. But I do like the user interface that's right over here. The wheel looks pretty cool too. Looks quite nice. So hopefully we see more improvements as well. So we have a theater on wheels, has an 18.5-inch Infinity touchscreen in the front, a 9.4-inch touchscreen in the back with an all-new user interface. Then you have about 15 speakers all around it. That's very, very good for its audio control. You could charge everything. You have a fast charge version on your phone. That actually allows you to just charge whatever you need to charge. And you have a bioweapon defense mode, which could help you be protected from 99.97% of airborne particles. Very good for places that have like forest fires and things like that. Expand your horizon. There's plenty of room for 5 adults, according to this. Pretty cool stuff. And then on top of all of that, there's so many more things you could do with it. Very, very good for different scenery. You could also kind of like customize the bed however you want it, offering an additional 470 miles of total range. But that's going to be sold separately if you have the range extender installed. So very cool stuff. You could also see that there's a spare tire, but you have to buy that separately from what I found. It's not going to be included. You could take it camping and do things like that. It's very good for like a base camp. You also light up your world with the light bar which illuminates your path up to about 525 yards. So sorry, going back here, you guys can see this picture just for a little bit longer. The base camp fits 2 adults. You could actually pump it in minutes. Now for the specs in themselves, we have the rear wheel drive with the 250-mile range. 6.5 seconds, 0 to 60 mph. We have 112 miles per hour being the top speed with a towing capability of 7,500 pounds. Then we have all-wheel drive. We have a range of 340 miles. The range extender makes it 470 plus. 4.1 seconds, 0 to 60 time. All-wheel drive capabilities. Towing capacity of 11,000 pounds. You can see more dimensions here from like the cargo. Not to mention the weight of over here about 6,600 pounds. So pretty cool stuff. On the bottom, you could even see the length and stuff. On top of this, we also have the Cyber Beast model, which is, I believe, even more powerful. It has a 320-mile range with the 440 plus range with the extender. It's more powerful at accelerating in 2.6 seconds to go from 0 to 60, all-wheel drive, and it actually has a top speed of 130 miles per hour with a towing capacity of 11,000 pounds. Now, that's once again very, very cool. Very awesome stuff as well, and you can actually see different things right over here. If you try to click on order now, let's just see if it lets me do anything. We'll see if this works. Might take some time to load though. But if anything, I think it's pretty cool. You could basically customize it however you would want, and there's so many other cool things you could do with this. This is on Tesla's website. There are all sorts of things you could do. They have different ways in which you could just like finance it, but it all depends on like your different features, what you actually want in it. You have the price over here for the rear wheel drive, which is not that horrible, but then there are going to be additional fees, of course. Same thing with the AWD, and then we have the Cyberbeast, which is the most expensive one, which has like even more horsepower and such. That's going to be with the rollouts subtracted though, so don't forget about that. So you can see the prices over here, and you can actually see I think the purchase price shows here. That's going to be, oh, sorry, that was the savings. This is actually the overall purchase price. Sorry about that, guys. So 61,000 is the rear wheel drive. Then we have the all wheel drive at 80,000, and then we have the Cyber Beast at 100,000. So that's actually what the purchase price is. Sorry about that, guys. So you guys can see some cool stuff about it. The prices are not that horrible. Not too horrible, not too great either, kind of like in the middle. But it's very cool, very awesome design. I hope you guys found value in this video. So for the short term, this is not going to be super bullish for Tesla in a way where it brings profitability, at least from a fundamental basis. For the long term, it's still very, very bullish. And I think that this is going to help Tesla absolutely explode to bring in more revenue, more sales, and etc. All right, so that's my view of the Cybertruck. Thank you all so much for listening. Can't wait to see what the future holds. I believe Tesla will prevail at mass producing it. I really, really believe it, guys, that they're going to figure out a lot of things. I think you just have to give them as much time as possible. All right, so give Tesla some time. Wait many, many months. We're going to get better updates, and I think this is very bullish for the share price and the future of Tesla. All right, that's what I have for this video. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day, and peace out.